Welcome to the Hispanic Promise Summit 2022. I'm so happy to be here for the second year in a row with all of you. Today, on Zero Discrimination Day, we gather this incredible ecosystem of signatory companies, over 270, and nearly 30 Hispanic organizations to build community, learn best practices, and activate strategies to advance Hispanics in the workplace. All of your companies and ecosystems have committed to a better workplace for Hispanics. And this journey can only be enhanced by working together to understand what works and what doesn't, to build a better future for our community. Just for a little background, in 2019, we launched the Hispanic Promise at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. The Hispanic Promise is a first of a kind national corporate pledge devoted to advancing Latinos in corporate America. According to a Harvard Business Review survey, 76% of Latinos cannot be themselves at the workplace. And that means that if you're Jorge, you have to pretend to be George. And you come to work with someone you don't even know. And that is a tragedy for both organizations and for Latinos because visionary companies are facing every time more the huge challenge of rotating doors. And there's no way to showcase that they care about Latinos or to attract them. There's no visible tools. So the Hispanic Promise was created as a solution and an instrument for visionary companies to make a promise to Hispanics and to promise them to hire, promote, retain, and celebrate all of us. A tool for visionary companies to access the promised land that Hispanics represent by making a promise to make corporate America more friendly to Hispanics. So the Hispanic Promise started as a pledge based on 5 pillars: prepare, hire, promote, retain, and celebrate. These were determined as key areas for intervention and focus that, if implemented and prioritized in corporate strategies, they could effectively move the needle to advance diversity and inclusion for corporations. Sid Wilson, my friend, my mentor, my role model, CEO of Hispanic Association for Corporate Responsibility, ASER, and I, curated a panel event in Davos 2019 to launch this important tool and to elevate and advance our community. On that spot, on that moment, over 10 companies stood up and signed the pledge. And we've been honored to see that number continue to grow over the years, now over 270 companies. But many of you know that making a promise doesn't transport into action, and that employees are seeking every time more concrete actions, not only words. People are watching, and they want to see real concrete ways in which you will increase representation and perception while making genuine strides and genuine commitments at the community level. So during the last year's the Hispanic Promise Summit, you expressed the desire to develop further the Hispanic Promise to add meat, if you want, so that it can really become a useful tool to advancing diversity and inclusion in a very comprehensive way, with a BHAG, if you want, with goals, indicators, resources, and playbooks. So the process to explore the new level of engagement, we're calling it internally the Hispanic Promise 2.0. So since last year, we've been fortunate to partner with the University of Chicago as an academic partner of this development process. Through broad feedback from the Hispanic Promise ecosystem, as well as concentrated sessions with a core team of companies and organizations, we've been able to review the Hispanic Promise pillars to ensure that they are comprehensive in reflecting the areas for support of the Hispanic workforce. As you likely saw on the agenda for today's discussion, there have been some updates and additions to reflect this conversation. So we're exploring those areas, and I hope that you are as excited as we are. Within this update framework, kicking off with today's discussion, the pillars that we're exploring are 6: prepare and develop, hire, promote, retain, celebrate, and adding buy and invest, which seems to be very important. So while there's much work to go in the coming months to understand the key indicators of progress, the resources, the playbooks of each of the pillars, we are looking forward to diving in deep today, gathering your insights and experiences to ensure that the final Hispanic Promise 2.0 framework is as comprehensive as effective for companies, whether large or small, employees new or experienced, and communities nationwide. We want to have this space today to update and discuss the Hispanic Promise 2.0 framework, building out the elements and leading towards a launch later this year. So we will kick off the program today with a few presentations on key facts and figures within the Hispanic community. Additionally, throughout the day, we will have more presentations to ensure a comprehensive understanding of the growing workforce in this country. We will then have panel discussions around each of these pillars to understand some of the key challenges, opportunities, strategies, and solutions for each area. We will close the day with workshop sessions around each of the pillars for which we are counting on your participation. So I believe that synergies are crucial for any project, and we can create and we can support and learn in each other. We want to share the knowledge, best practices, lessons learned, tools, and initiatives that have and can continue serving the Latino community in the workplace. We're very lucky to be in the crossroads of civil society, business, creatives, media, and corporations, and I know that explosive synergies will happen when we all connect. Together, we are stronger, and we can and will make a difference for the Latino community. Diversity and inclusion is what sustainability was 20 years ago. So we have to leverage this moment and make sure that we are seen, heard, and valued while advancing our goals. We have a long yet important day ahead. So thank you. Thank you for being here. And let's get started with a deep dive into some key facts and figures about our community. Welcome, Hispanic Promise Summit 2022.